guys are all doing well. This is going to be another tutorial on jump blues comping. Over the years, we've looked at different comping strategies that I've laid out, and if there's anything that we can summarize from the years, is that there's no one way to comp efficiently and effectively over a jump blues. This video is going to focus on using a middle string set, just a few strings, and by moving one note up or down, we're going to be able to get the chords that we need. And some of these chords are going to be diminished of nature. And I know there's a lot of material circulating right now on Barry Harris, and there are pages of his book, in his harmonic method for guitar book, that talk about motioning up a note or down a note, and that'll get you a chord that you need. And so I'm not going to go too deeply in that, but through the examples I give you, you're going to have a nice application of using diminished in your comping. So we're going to be playing the key of B flat. Start out with just an E structure B flat. Now I would use a B flat 6. I think it adds the color that we're looking for. So I'll have 4 bars of that. When I hit the 5th bar, I'm going to flatten my index. So I go from the major to the flat 3rd. There's my flat 7 of the 4 right there. This in a lot of ways is voicing an E flat 9 chord. It just doesn't have the 3rd and the bass, it just has this. Now sometimes in past lessons I could walk that down like Tiny Grimes. And that would be a nice, both lead and rhythm example in a jump blues. We're going to use this E flat, which looks like a B flat minor, for the 4, for the 5th measure. Now for the 6th measure, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this note. In the context of E flat, this 9, I'm going to flatten the 9. That'll make it a diminished. Now your fingering is whatever is good for you. You can refinger, or if you got spider fingers like I got, just, I do that because it keeps my ring finger, constant. So that'll be my transition back into the 1. And when I go back to the 1, it'll be. Now, when I get to the 5, all I have to do is, here's my F, stretch and move down. And so this would be example number 1. So if I lay this with the with a backing track here, we'd have, we hit the 4, and that would be for like a Charleston rhythm. Now we can employ more change in there if we want. So instead of just having that 5, we can also be able to get a 2-5. So here would be my next example. So we hit the 1, 4, diminished, 1, or flat 9, back to the 1. Now when I get to the 8th bar, in transition to the 2, I would go 1. Now by moving this up, what this does is it makes it a 6 chord, or a 6 dominant chord. So it'll be a G7 chord. So the 1, 3, 5, and the 7. And I move up again. That gives me a C minor chord. If I move this down, it relates to my F by having the 5, the 7, and the flat 9. So let's run that example here really quick. So there's another example. Now, obviously, your decisions on voicing or hitting those chords is related to what the melody's doing and how you feel, so how you want to comp most appropriately to. Let's go to another example now. So at the end, on the 11th and 12th bar, we usually have turnarounds, which is usually some 1, 6, 2, 5. You know, so instead of having big block chords, one, or which are all great, we can just take the same idea again. So let's put that into practice now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're getting more and more. So we're kind of like expanding. Our opportunities are getting larger and larger. So we can also be able to have more motion if we choose to. And the way we can do that is by utilizing, those diminished chords. Anytime you have that stretcher, it's going to be a diminished chord. So it's going to be voice as a dominant or a flat 9 chord, 7 flat 9, which means that it's movable. Every minor third, you're going to be able to kind of move this thing up. So if I move this down and I take my index finger, because we have a stretch, right? We're going to be able to move this thing up and be able to have the same thing. So, and we're going to go. So we have a 4-finger stretch. You got to take your first finger and put it where the 4th finger is. And assuming you have enough time on the measure, you can be able to jump it. So in this case, it would be for a Charleston rhythm, you would have 2 beats on the downbeat, downbeat of 1 and the and of 2. So it'd be, we could do that. So we have, so I do the same thing for the 5 chord. Here, put the ring finger where the index is. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1. Now we can break away from that Charleston rhythm as we develop more confidence with the rhythm, with the syncopation. And I'll kind of provide a little bit of an etude at the end. This also provides different opportunities to get other voicings up and down the guitar neck. So anyway, I hope that's enjoyable for you guys. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I look forward to talking to you guys next month on some more ideas. So everybody stay safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.